Hey, good. Well, she would say good morning. I say it's a night for me. But how are y'all today? Have a wonderful day and everything. My name's X.
And my name is Kelsey, and our podcast is Humanized Fusion. And thank you for listening. Today, we want to talk about immigration that's going on in Colorado, Denver, Colorado, especially,
Everywhere.
and yes, everywhere in the United States as well, and in other countries. But right now, we're wanting to focus on how we should be treating people and not judging. So, with this in mind, right here with Denver, we have thousands of immigrants coming in.
Who are unsure what to do next. And Alan, the city of Denver tells me at least 340 migrants have been dropped off here since last night, and many of them don't even know where they are. They're unfamiliar with this area. Now, with them being in the area of Zuni and Spear, many people tell us, including one woman who works there, that it's just making it difficult for her to work in the area right now. This has become ground zero for migrants in Denver. Many struggling for food and money, even asking our crews for help while we were there. All the migrants we spoke with didn't speak English, but through translator, we found out they are originally from Venezuela, Colombia, and Guatemala. Dorina, who works at the Shell gas station at Spear and Zuni, tells us she tried to help, but didn't get a good response. They speak back to me, and they only want to speak Spanish. I try to help them and try to explain the rules, but they don't like it. Too many people, they are so bad with me and with my boss. 3,800 migrants are currently staying in 7 shelters, specifically for migrants across the city, where resources are dwindling.
We can't run out of room, we can't run out of resources. We're already limited as is, and it's just straining an already strained system.
With the shelters reaching capacity, the city is working to find migrants jobs and housing. They tell us they are doing whatever they can to keep everyone off the streets, especially children.
So we recognize everything is much more difficult for a child. That's why we've given families much or that more time. We don't want children on the streets. We don't want anyone on the streets.
Dorina tells us she is thankful for the city's help.
Okay. My whole thought process. He said there are 3,900 immigrants in here, right?
In that one area. I mean,
Well, I mean here in Colorado, I think he said, right?
no, meaning specific, not just for Colorado. I think you meant like probably 3,900 or more.
3,900
I think so.
here in Colorado.
If you don't mind.
Well, I mean, he didn't
I mean,
specific.
it
He
just
did.
doesn't matter. Honestly,
Well,
it's the number.
I mean, it doesn't matter, but in a sense, to some people, it does matter. But my thought process is that when he has said that, he says we're looking for jobs, we're looking for this. All right, trying to
Helping
help
them
them.
though.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, check this out. I work somewhere where there's a lot of diversity, and for the longest, we were looking for people to work. Okay, and we have people to work. Guaranteed, these are American people. Okay, American people. I work a graveyard shift. It's not a hard job. It's not a hard, thoughtful job. But my whole point, like I guess, is that I work with these people. All right, we just had a flood of them people come in from Guatemala, Salvador, whatever in the hell. And these are probably some of the people that got off the bus. They're working. They show up.
Well, that's the thing. My point exactly. That's what I'm saying. Again, for me, what I'm trying to point out is that people are being ugly and mean, hateful, pointing out the bad. And I get it. There are bad people that are coming across with a bad history. I get that. But we do have that already in the United States that are Americans. So stop pointing out that they're immigrants that, oh, look, they're just immigrants coming over here doing bad. No, there's families involved, there's children involved. Like you see here, they're from, like you say, Central America, North America, South America, America. There shouldn't be immigration. The word immigration shouldn't exist. because again, this is God's country, and I stress that highly. People think that they don't belong here. Guess what? Yes, they do. And stop being mean, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to answer when you come to the end of your life. Think about that. Everybody just, I think they're so narrow minded. They just sit and think about these little things instead of looking at the big picture. When you turn around and started pointing out fingers at people, and look at it this way, you don't like nobody pointing fingers at you or telling you that you don't belong here. It's like this Native American lady my son showed me a video of. She went off because she did say, look at you Europeans came over here with no passport, no nothing, and came and took our lands and did whatever the hell y'all pleased. And why can't they? You know? Just because y'all established laws and rules and regulations, we shouldn't treat human beings that way at all. Yes, get the ones that are being bad, you have to lock them up, you have to send them back, okay, but don't do it to families and children that are here. I mean, it's
But
not
resources
right.
need to come faster for these migrants. They are making it harder for her every day.
We have to take the to make a really reconstruction every night.
The city tells me that more busloads of migrants could make their way here over Christmas weekend, but right now they don't have the answers of how.
Okay, and this was an old video, where from since Christmas that they, started coming, and now we have more migrants. And then people say, well, we're getting tired of cleaning up the streets. We're getting tired of, we don't have enough room. We don't have enough this. We have resources, people. Just like Aurora with that lady, the lady on the news. And I'm going to show this. I have to get up and show you a whole list of these. And just give me 1 minute.
That's one thing.
Okay, now you see this. You're gonna go down. You can even look yourself. You have migrant crisis overwhelmed Denver hospital. You have Denver sees 300 more migrants arrive in a day. Migrants move to the streets after time at Denver shelter expires. Denver will close 4 migrant shelters. Everything that you're seeing in the news, and people are so, freaking out. What are we doing? This is just Denver, so you can imagine in Texas, everywhere else in the United States, New York, everywhere else. My point is this.
Only tonight at 10 buses are.
My point is this, that they say they don't know, that they don't have no funds, no nothing, like the Aurora News with that lady that said she was done helping because they had run out of resources and all. Guess what? There's billions and trillions of dollars. There's millionaires, there's billionaires, there's people that are sitting on a 10-bedroom house, nobody living in it. You have empty buildings, you have empty old hotels. Why didn't you guys get those millions of dollars and rebuild those hotels instead of renting out at Ramada out there in the middle of nowhere on Tower Road, and spending millions of dollars on what for 30 days when you could easily spend $1 million fixing these old buildings that already got bathrooms, got rooms. Just fix them up a little bit. And then you don't have to be paying monthly because it's already fixed and paid for, and have it transitioning where people go and stay there until they got enough money saved to move on their own. And you transition people around like that. With so many different buildings like that, you could make it happen. But you know what's going on is this, that when you allow people come in, you have that many people, it's causing it's causing a civil war. And instead of us coming together, we're fighting against each other. Central America, North America, South America. And guess what? That weakens our country. And then we have Russia, we have China and everybody else overpowering the United States. Do you know right now our dollar is going to, excuse my language, but it is. You have You know, that the Aurora City Council is that lady that, really, if you look up that video, I'm sure you guys ever seen it. You watch the news. Just look around. There's so many news out there. And now they just want to point out the bad immigrants, and causing people to have that separation. You know, we all can help. We all need to come together and help these families the best that we know how. It's uncalled for because you're going to answer to God. We all are going to answer to God one day or another. That's why the United States is going to really. If you look in Texas, the fires. You look around. Anybody that turns away sanctuary. Anybody that turns people away, like God says, when I knocked, you did not open your door. When I was hungry, you did not feed me. When I was thirsty, you did not give me something to drink. Everything you do to another person, you're doing to God. We are going to answer to that. And
Well, I think it's deeper than that, though.
why do you say that?
Well, I say that is because a lot of us aren't hip to
God thing?
well, I mean, that God is one thing. Yes, we all know God exists. We all know He's here. Well, we should all know, you know. But the problem is like, we lost sight of that. Of course, we lost sight of that. And even people that do have God in them, you know, are sometimes a little bad. But still, we have to think in our minds, in ourselves, is that it's been said too. Treat those as if you wanted to be treated. Don't treat someone like shit if you don't want someone else to treat you like shit.
But they still do. And again, they have the excuse of saying, well, it's been done to me, so why can't I, do it back to them? That's not the point. The thing is, just stop being mean. I don't get that. I don't understand how people can be so mean to somebody, or even like that, or be ugly when they have somebody that doesn't speak English and they get a job and all they're doing is talking about them or saying, treating them like dirt, like they don't, well, you don't belong here. I don't know, blah, 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 blah. Do you think they wanted to come here? They love their country. They love their land. They got a beautiful land, but they have their reasons. We would be doing the same if our country is going to shit, and it is. And excuse me on language when I say that, because I don't like to, but I mean literally it is. And it all starts with the government. It's controlled by Satan. Again, he's here to conquer, destroy families, tear them apart, and we're all falling for it. Everybody's wanting to be on the bad side. It's like come out of the darkness and be the light and help people and be kind and be generous. And I'm going to read this because it's in the Bible. When God says, we're all held accountable, even churches, even people that I've seen, even Christians turn around and say that they don't, there shouldn't be no immigration. We need to start helping people in any way or form. And it's in Psalms 37. Don't get excited because of the wicked. And wicked is people like that. People think that wickedness is somebody, murdering or this or that. No, it's the lone people that are mean and don't show hospitality to others, are unkind to your fellows, to your neighbors. That's being wicked. Don't be envious of those who do wrong, for they will soon fade away like the grass and wither like weeds. Trust in the Lord and do good, and so you will live in the land and enjoy security. Delight in the Lord, and he will fulfill the desires of your heart. Put yourself in the hands of the Lord. Trust in him, and he will act. He will give you justice in the light, and your rights will shine like the sun at noon. Be silent before the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Don't upset yourself over those who prosper on their way, over those who carry out evil plans. Don't get angry and give up rage, for the wicked shall be destroyed by those who wait for the Lord, shall possess the earth. A little while, and the wicked shall be no more. Though you look for him carefully in his home, he will not be there. The meek shall possess the earth and be delighted in abundant prosperity. The Lord knows the ways of the blameless, and their inheritance will last forever. They will not be ashamed in evil times. In the day of famine, they will be fed abundantly, but the wicked shall perish. And again, even Christians, even people in high status, and I mega churches, and I say that, and I won't mention recently who, and all that can be wicked. Everybody can have some kind of wickedness, and that's by being ugly, mean, hateful, resentful. That's wicked. And so self-centered, yes. Greedy. Oh, I ain't helping. Are you kidding me? You go drive by and then they're driving Lexus, they're driving fancy cars, and they see a homeless person in the street, and they know they got $5. They know you got a few dollars in your
There's no reason why in hell you fucking preaching for God. You driving a Mercedes, goddammit.
That's just,
Sorry.
it comes to that. Yes, he loses it sometimes, but it comes that give of yourself. You're not taking it with you when you die. It's not going with you.
Look at the Egyptians.
They're still there. You go on. Somebody else made out with their jewels. At the end of the day, treat people with kindness. It's between you and God. You don't. I just can't stress it out enough. You got so much, so much here in the United States that is happening. Texas fires. Why? Look what's going on. Look at the way they're treating people. You go around and see what's going on in New York. You go around and see what's going on all over in the entire world. Love your enemy. Love those that persecute you. Love those, that turn around and hurt you. Just forgive and do so, because at the end, it's going to be between you and God. And everything that we do is accordingly to be judged to what we've done in our lives. That's why it's important to ask forgiveness. That's why it's important to forgive. That's why it's important to be kind and to show mercy and empathy and love, It's something that I don't get it, how people can sleep at night knowing that their father and mother's out in the street homeless. I don't get how people can sleep at night knowing that their children are out there homeless. Or that you turn somebody away because you just, whatever your personal reasons are, and it's not right. And how you can sleep at night, I don't get it. And I guess that there's, like where God says, he's going to separate the sheep from the goat, That's where you get people that are never going to change or decide to do better or do good. They're going to be set in their ways and go and really, like I said, follow that evil path and wicked path. Just because you have success and you're driving a nice car, you've never been in trouble with the law, does not mean you're not wicked.
You just know how to hide.
How
to lie.
It's wickedness. Again, look it up. And so, don't look down on people. Don't judge. Don't make fun of people. If you don't have nothing nice to say, like my mom used to say, don't say nothing at all, And
if you ain't willing to share, don't bring it to the party.
Well, I'm serious, in that sense. I know he likes to joke. Well, there are times to joke and times that I get very serious, because we have to examine our hearts. We have to examine ourselves.
We have a big ass meal, you ain't gonna eat it, and there's people sitting around you with nothing, and you ain't willing to share. Come on now. Come on. And then you're gonna throw the rest of the leftovers in the trash when you know you could have shared with somebody. You knew you weren't gonna eat the rest of it. And it's not about like, oh, I didn't want to make it seem like I was like giving to charity. It's not about giving to charity. Sometimes some people don't bring nothing to eat. Sometimes some people do, or whatever the case may be. Share, shit. Yeah. Don't throw away good food.
No, There's so many good people out there. There is that help and do good things. But again, I'm reaching out to those that are having a hard time, that are having a hard time, addressing situations like that. That fall so easily to, with everybody else of, well, if they don't belong here, let's send them back. We need to go protect our borders. There's so much land here that we can spread them out. They can start their own community. They can start, I mean, are you kidding me? They would have wonderful, wonderful, food to, share with restaurants, things like that. Storytelling. I mean, my gosh, I met so many people that their stories, where they come from, it's beautiful. Even their cities, their towns, their land is beautiful, but they didn't have no choice. They had to come here, so let's all get together.
Think of it as you living in the hood. There ain't nothing but gang members all the way around, and you need to get out the hood. You're trying to get out the hood. You're struggling to get out the hood. You want to get out of this bad environment that ain't leading you anywhere, and you want to make something out of yourself. That's what they're here for. And a lot of them too are here to extort America, and we got a lot of Americans do that too. You sitting on welfare and all this benefits and shit, and you ain't gotten a job, and you ain't gotten a job in 5 years. You need to knock that shit off, like for real. Get up off your feet, find a job. I don't care if it's flipping burgers or scrubbing toilets. Everybody got to do something.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's why you guys think that the immigrants come and take and take and take. That's not the case, you guys. Well, our own people do that. Americans, I see that too often, where they have 4 or 5 kids and live off the system for years. That the system is to be temporary help. Help those get back on your feet.
And pay your child support. I do.
And no, not with me. But seriously, take that, and they abuse it. No, you use a little bit to get on your feet and you say thank you and you get on your feet. We would still have thousands and millions of dollars still sitting there. But we as Americans are selfish. We start wanting more and more and more, or we get greedy or lazy and we say, well, we can live off the system.
Word spreads fast.
I get it. We all get down on our luck. We all need a little help. I get it. I've been there. I have to, take a little break, whatever. I get that. But it's important that stop them blaming the immigrants, because it's not them. If anything, we have so much land, so much money. There's so many people with trillions of dollars, and not going to mention names,
I will.
Oh yeah, you'll see soon a segment, but it's something that we all can come together and make it happen. If all the rich billionaires and trillionaires out there can make it happen, this entire world should not have one homeless person or one hungry child or person. And if you look at the big picture, people, look at it. It's we all as people need to come together, because it's the governments, the leaders that are causing all this, that are of course controlled by Satan. So therefore, we, those that believe in God, need to come together. And those that do not, please listen and come out of the dark, come into the light. Be humble. Take away that self-centeredness, that it's all about me, and give of yourself in every way you can. It doesn't, even if they take from you, it's okay. Leave that in God's hands. It's like you said, you know what? It's all right. You wash your hands clean and walk away. I helped. I did what I did, and that's it. You don't, you give of yourself. That's between them and God, what they do with it. And I've taught my kids that. I was raised that way, and I think I can't stress it enough that you have to think about that. What if that was your family it was happening to? What if that was your kids or anyone? And as far as the bad ones, well, again, why are they bad? What got them to being bad? We can't fix it.
There's a
And
lot
then
of
we
bad
have,
people.
yeah, and I stress that highly. We have so much money to set up mental hospitals. We need that more. We need more mental places for that. It's when you lock people up in a jail. I don't know if anybody's ever been in a cell for a long time, whether it be even 6 days, 7 days, or even when that COVID-19 happened, you guys were stuck in the house. Y'all about going crazy, weren't y'all? I heard a lot of people going crazy. They're about to kill each other.
And some of us didn't get that luxury. Some of us had to still get the hell up and go to work.
Yeah. So, so can you imagine? Then think about when people have to go and do 15, 20 years. That's another thing I have a problem with.
And it's another thing we'll get into another conversation with
So,
too that I'm gonna be cracking open.
excuse my birds if you hear them. That they are free to do whatever they please. I don't, like I said, I'm like that too. I don't like encaging animals either. So, you hear my birds in the background, I apologize. But yeah, I think overall, I just want to stress to you guys, to everyone out there, please be kind. Please, just love one another. You have a heart. You guys, we're all have our beautiful souls out there. You have a beautiful soul. Compliment one another, love one another, and get along. Any more people go out and can't even have a nice time without people arguing or fighting or looking up and down at each other. It's we should all, come to understand each other and know that everybody has their differences. We all have a way of thinking, and it's okay if you have different religions or who you believe in. But
That's what this place is all about. Seriously. And as Kalogi said here, we're we're part native and Mexican or whatever, Latino, whatever you want to call it. You know, our people generated here. Okay, our people generated here, and not only that, got extorted by other people coming off of boats. Okay, just have that in mind. People coming off of boats. The Spaniards invaded the mines. The Europeans or the colonialists or whatever you want to call them came over here and invaded the natives, took over, and now here we are. And here we are. We mixed breeded, and then that's what it's about. We are a big melting pot down here. Okay, we got blacks, browns, yellows, greens, whatever the hell you want it, and that's what it's about. You left your country to come to something better. And the problem is that once you got here, you know it ain't better. Why? Because it's not the people that make it, which it is in a sense. It's just how the government has treated us and manipulated the source to make us the way we are. Just remember that. We shouldn't be fighting against one another. We should be fighting against the higher power, supposedly. Okay? It's just like in A Bug's Life when that freaking when that grasshopper figured out that one little ant stand up to him, and he said, if you let that one little ant stand up to us, they all stand up to us. Those ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. And that's the rich people. And when I mean by rich, I mean the richy rich, the ones that run the companies, the ones that are short paying you, and the government that are taking your tax dollars and making it to where they can do whatever they want. Keep that in mind.
Thank you very much, Rex. Well said. And but yes, deeply, you guys, I hope you guys are listening from the heart. Listen, and that look at the big picture. That it's not we're fighting against each other, and we shouldn't. We should be fighting against the principalities of this world. And therefore, we need to start having a change of heart, a change of mind, and think for the better. Think good. Think if if you know it's not right, you feel it. Everybody does. You know it's not right, but yet you still do it. I pray for you, and I hope that you change that way of thinking, because at the end of the day, that's what we're going to be judged on. Because when God comes and tells you, you knew that was wrong, and you still were doing it. And that's why it's just definitely repent every day. Every day we need to repent. Every day we need to call on God. Every day we need to bring them into the picture. And love your family. You have family, you have children. Be thankful for them. Love them with all your heart. And do the best that you know how. A lot of times, sometimes if it's toxic, you might have to step away and be away from each other for a little while. Then so be it. But don't let that destroy, or the arguments and the fighting where the children are getting involved in it. It's better than walk away from each other. Or pray about it. Bring God into the picture. Especially bring God into the picture, because God can do wonders. But if you got one trying to bring God in the picture and the other one isn't, there's going to be that separation. And but you have to really, really just, I stress it highly. Please, please be kind to each other and love one another again. I stress that so much. I don't get how people can be cruel, and teach your children not to be cruel. You have too many bullying around in schools, especially with these kids that don't know how to speak English. They're being bullied, and it's bad enough what they went through coming across. You have children that came across, took them 3 months to get over here, and the crap they went through. Nobody knows until you walked in somebody's shoes. So think about that next time when you look at an immigrant, when you look at somebody else, and you want to either laugh, joke, or be ugly and mean. Just step back and try to walk in their shoes for that one moment. Even if you see them all tatted up on their face, or you see them looking all angry and ugly, stop one moment. Look back and just think and walk in their shoes. What got them there? What got them there, really? And you never know. You could probably sit down and ask them, hey, would you share your story with me? They probably would, and you'd be surprised.
We don't be someone to talk to.
Yes, we do. We always do, Say hello, say hi, good morning. Somebody walking by with their head hung out. I do that. Good morning. And even if they don't respond, it's okay. You at least, said something nice to them. And I've gotten people where they just bark right back at me and say ugly things, and
What's so good about the morning?
but at the end of the day,
That your ass woke up.
at the end of the day, just smile and be kind, and don't trust me. Get me wrong, I've lost it myself, especially with road rage. I get that. Sometimes we're all guilty of it. Gone a little,
Well, I go to trial for that.
Oh, I can get a little ugly, and then I have to step back myself. I have to like, oh my gosh, forgive me, Lord. I shouldn't have acted that way, or I shouldn't have flipped him off, or and I trust me, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but we just, as long as we work on ourselves, is important. We acknowledge it. I'll acknowledge my mistakes, like that. Oh, I shouldn't have, done that. I'm sorry, and if I could see that person, I would say, I apologize. I'm sorry. But I apologize to God, because He's the first and foremost that I have, been, disobedient to and sinned against, first and foremost. But at the end of the day, to each and everybody out there, again, look at these news, look at everything that's going on, and look at the big picture. And don't fall for their shenanigans. Don't fall for being like them. Stay on the narrow path. Be good. Be kind. And search it. Search God. Search scriptures. Search everything that, say, okay, And as far as everybody talking about aliens and beings, there's celestial beings. There's things that are going to be coming about more and more now that people are going to start seeing. And don't be frightened by it. if anything, trust the Lord with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul, and He will guide you. He will guide you. That's so. Until next time, thank you for joining us, and God bless.
Take it easy. Love, peace, and chicken grease.